Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Singapore Fintech Festival 2021. This is day two. Day one was really an interesting one. A lot of participants going through different sessions. What we did at the code base microsite was interesting. I particularly enjoyed interviewing Zane from Capital Bank, and that was it. Very insightful. I got to learn a lot of things there. It was interesting to hear Kirill and what he does with his predictive, analytics company, uh, trying to help banks and payment providers increase certain transparency and efficiencies in their process. So we got to hear, him sharing his view and what the product does, which is really good. I'm going to have a link published today, later in the day, where you would be able to do a health check. There'll be some questions, and you can actually go through a health check. Take a look at the URL, and you'll get to see some more. It was really nice to hear from Omar on his perspective on new and challenger banks. Not only his, but what Codebase can actually offer. Today, as I welcome you on day two, I'm going to let the floor be open to my team here in Asia Pacific. So we're going to start with Singapore. Now, a little bit about the background of how we, started out uh, in Singapore. We very early this year, we started our operations in Singapore, and I had a good conversation with Martel Bernhalk, who you heard of from yesterday in the morning address. She's the chief operating officer. She's based here in Singapore and has years of experience and a lot of knowledge around setting up and setting up the structure, the operations, and so on. So it's always been very good that we get to spend a lot of time, talk to each other, and understand, learn from each other in terms of bring our collective experiences together and get out, extract out the best practices to really grow in terms of a business, in terms of a corporate entity. We got on to hiring some key people here. So you will speak with, or rather, KP and Ram will be announcing or introducing themselves after this. After I finish talking now, and you'll get to hear from them about about Codebase, about their work, what they do, and what excites them. Both of them are extremely energetic. They have while KP is fresh talent, and of course he's had a fair amount of experience, but he's still young in this profession, and I see a lot of talent in him, and I see that he will be a valuable asset, and he has a lot to learn, but he picks up things fairly sharply and fairly fast, and I really enjoy working with him. Ram is someone who I've known for a very long time, and he brings something very valuable in the area of business development, and that's his relationship building skills. He really has, in the deals that we've structured in the past, because I used to work with him 10 years ago together, and the kind of deals that the insight that he brings, the connect that he develops with customers, with the people that he speaks with within client organizations. Don't only look upon this as don't only look upon him as a vendor, but also he has developed these into long-lasting relationships till today. So yeah, you'll hear from him as well. And yeah, he's people who know him in Singapore since he's been here for a very long time can always ping him, reach out to him, and we would be able to. What we'd love to do is to really sit down and talk to you, understand what you need, and what are some of the initiatives that you want to drive for 2022. Uh, And I'm going to be speaking a little later on financial inclusion. So, for example, if you want to speak about financial, or if that's one of your mandates for the year 2022, then sit down with us and we'll help you understand, what innovations could be brought apart. It could be you could be looking at implementing a microloan strategy or BNPL, use the power of open data, open APIs, open banking in terms of providing a small footprint or an initial start to financial inclusion, as a bank, as an institution, as a challenger bank, or a financial services fintech sitting outside the banking world. There are a lot of private lenders. When I say that, I mean lending companies are on the rise in Asia Pacific. There are companies that are getting into wallets, and helping make payments more easier on mobile devices. And I guess this having the existence of wallets, having the existence of payments that are faster, cheaper, instant, and at a low. I mean, when I say at a low cost, options for the masses at large, it does allow for inclusion. We'll speak more about it in the session later on financial inclusion. But what I'll do is for now is welcome you to day two. Today we'd be also speaking with Mr. Gold, who's the CTO of Centurion Corp, which is one of the largest dormitory housing companies in Singapore. And you will see in that conversation how Centurion, which provides accommodation for migrant workers in Singapore, Malaysia, Saudi Arabia, in the Middle East and in Asia Pacific, put it that way, how they have done a lot, or they're doing a lot, and I'll let Mr. Gold talk about it, as to how they're doing digital transformation and in the IT infrastructure of services that they provide to the dormitory residents, how they're bringing about financial inclusion. Because in markets like Singapore, the underbanked, if you will, I wouldn't be able to call them unbanked, but yeah, they start off as unbanked, but the underbanked would be migrant workers here typically. And that's also something which is a large part of the underbanked segment in countries like Indonesia, in Malaysia, in Thailand, where that segment is large, and it makes a lot of sense to help get them into if your product or service can help solve the financial inclusion mandate, if you will. So that conversation with Mr. Gold is going to be interesting. How Centurion has got, is helping to give financial services access to migrant workers. We'll hear from him. We also have a conversation with global payment services a little later in the day. And of course, I'll be talking about financial inclusion. I look forward to seeing you at these sessions. Do reach out to either one of us on the platform. The platform has been, it's really well designed by the Singapore Fintech Federation team, by the organizers. One can get into a public open chat or can do private messaging. So do reach out, let us know how we can provide more information, more services for you. All the videos are recorded and are on demand. So if you do miss out something and you do want to take a look at it again, please, it's all there. Click and you will get to see it. Any of the interviews or any of the content that is being made available on the microsite is on demand as well. And in my opening address, I did want to share about the team, and I did make some mentions there. And That was a bit. But yeah, so you'll hear from KP and Ram. Tomorrow it'll be the Indonesia team, and they'll introduce themselves. So it's really one of the things that I like about the people in Asia Pacific is their energy, and I really love working with them. And it's an honor to lead the team here in APAC. And at some point, I'll talk about our vision and what we want to achieve. We've done quite a lot this year. Uh, we've really uh, done remarkable amount of we've had remarkable amount of successes, and we've not really gone out and spoken loud about it, which we will, which we want to, so we want to celebrate our victories, and we also want to at some point showcase how good it's been, how welcoming it's been for Codebase from an Asia Pacific perspective. It's great. So have a fantastic day today. As much as you can learn, as much as you can participate, get to know people, network, and reach out to anybody in my team or myself, and we'll be happy to assist. Have a great day ahead, and take care of yourself. See you soon later. Bye bye.
Hello everyone, my name is Ram. I work in Codebase Technologies as the Territory Sales Manager. I'm based in Singapore. I'm primarily responsible for acquiring new customers across this region for Codebase Technologies. I have spent more than 10 years in Singapore, and I've built a lot of startup companies and business successfully. And I've been primarily selling emerging technologies across to these banks, fintech companies, and insurance companies in this region. Apart from work, I love traveling, avionics, building drones, flight models, and experimenting flight simulators. It's indeed a great pleasure and a blessing to be a part of this great Codebase team. The leadership team out here is very passionate, exciting, committed, experienced, and with diverse backgrounds. And I've worked with Samir in the past, and we have very good success case studies, and he has been my mentor and very instrumental in shaping my career successfully. I'm sure under his leadership and guidance, Codebase Technologies will be very successful in this region. I wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Everyone, and a warm welcome to the Singapore Fintech Festival. My name is KP, and I'm the Business Development Manager for Codebase Technologies here in Asia Pacific. So, what I really enjoy what I really enjoy about working for Codebase Technologies is the fact that we build solutions that really benefit the end user. That means we are able to bring innovation and technology to the customers of our customer, and drive financial inclusion globally. I think the second reason why I really enjoy working for Codebase is that we are able to customize our solutions according to how our customers like to use it, and as such, we're able to really build something that is truly a solution that works for them. So I think that's one of the two of the biggest drivers why I enjoy being a part of the Codebase Technologies team. Now for today, I really hope that you enjoy the series of events that we have planned for you. We will start off early in the morning with a interview session with Centurion Corporation, and you're going to find out a little bit more about what their business is like and how digital transformation has helped to improve their business. Following that, we will have a session by Samir Khan, who is the Managing Director of APAC, and he's going to be sharing with you a little bit more about a subject titled Banking the Unbanked. So stay tuned for that one. That will happen sometime in midday. And towards the end of the day, we also have a final session, and that will be a session on payments by Global Processing Services, who are going to share with you a little bit more about their business and how it brings about digital transformation in the payment space. So do stay tuned for those. enjoy the events that are planned for the whole of today, and do have yourself a wonderful Singapore FinTech Festival. Bye bye.